I'm really struck by this story being the 33 and a third part, that difference in the experience of a play, reading it in solitude in your study, and seeing it on the fly outdoors, and the difference between the concentration on story narrative points in performance that are not necessarily as paramount importance in the study.
Correct.
Where you can kind of get lost in a theme.
Right.
But that sense of finding the verbal and physical moments that pop, that take us on that narrative trip.
And through a body, a body I'm familiar with. I understand your dimensions. I don't necessarily understand the dimensions of a lighting cue, or you know what I mean, or like what they're saying. But I understand you moving in space. I have instant empathy. I'm attached to you. Out of everything I see in a theater space, I'm going to go to the real person, which is why it's really fun when you do sort of puppet theater. You're like, where's my empathy really going? I mean, it's kind of a fun thing to kind of trip you out about. For me, that's why characters in action. This is what Aristotle said, right? Characters in action, most thing important, and I'm watching you. And it's kind of at my eye level. Right? The sunset's kind of happening above me, and the words are kind of happening around me. But at eye level is where you're literally peripherally entering my vision. So I'm going to laugh emotionally, and I'm like the duck, right? The imprint thing. Like, I'm following him, kind of thing.
And what happens is not necessarily as important as how it affects what you do.
Correct. Then that's what I think we can get in the moment of viewing.
Yeah.
That we can absorb, and then we still have space around for us to think about it, feel about it, check out a little bit about it, because I think there has to be some kind of like, how do I really feel about that? And meanwhile, the play's going on. And look, everybody. This is my definition of a good play. In a good play, you are going to be taken out. I hope so. I hope you're stumped about something, you're provoked about something, you're irritated about something, you agree so much with something, or, oh my God, I remember when I fell in love too, it was so lovely. And meanwhile, you're going down that place going on. It's fine. But our job then is to make it so compelling.
Yes.
It's like, that's really fun. Think about that later, because right now I got another interesting story to tell you, or another interesting point of view about your love story / provocative moment of, wound, or whatever it is that's been overt, right? So, hold on. You can always get back to that, but come on, back present, right? That's the job, to be that compelling. So you're going to be taken out of it. They have space built into them. You see where the space is built into them, actually. They have space built into them. Give you a little bit of pullback, go forward. That's how it's designed. A little bit of space. Back, go forward.
I forget. I know we went all through this last year, and I forget whether this is one of the shorter plays. But if you're thinking of cutting, and if the second part has all the momentum, after intermission has all the momentum, have you an idea at the time that the play has been cut in various productions, if they take out more of the first part where there are more words, and in order to maintain the momentum?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like it's like the budget announcement. Everybody take 10% out of your budget, and we'll meet it. You know what I mean? Every scene, take out 10%. We'll meet it. I mean, I suppose that theory has been worked too, or somebody just says it's going to be about so and so. I mean, look, in the 19th century, it was all about the actor, right? And it's like, everybody get out of my way. I'm playing Richard III. All the other lines are cut. Don't worry. And so you don't have a lot to learn, but here's your cue line. And meanwhile, I'm going down center stage. I'm saying all of Richard III's line. The 3 or 4 of you who are left over, who have some parts, come on down, meet me, and that's it, right? I mean, that's the way they did it in the 19th century. So that's legitimate for that time. It's like you wanted to see fill in the blank actor. I mean, that was all talk about star power. It's like, boom, I want to see that guy live. Right? It's no different today. It's an interesting way, right? And things are shaped for personality. Nothing wrong with it. It's live. You're talking about somebody in front of you. It's like so exciting. That's the thrilling part of our business, isn't it? Somebody right in front of you doing something in the same space, in the same time. in a public way. You know, how am I going to react to that? It's a really private thing, and it's a public thing at the same time. It's a fascinating sort of human experience, isn't it? To sort of like be touched like that. You know, that's the gig. So you want to keep us on the edge of that, you know, privilege, that piece of it. Because that's what we get going for ourselves in the theater. You got a live body in front of us, yeah, okay, go ahead. So, you know, it could be like, hey, I want it to be about Phil and whoever it is. I mean, there's 4 guys, we were talking about that, right? It's like who, and you know, one of them gets bopped off pretty, you know, halfway through, and then another guy kind of comes in and takes his place. But there's still presence involved in that. And who do you want it just to be about the 4? You could do the play with 4 actors, probably. Right? You could just chart those 4.
Yeah.
You know, you're missing other things, though, right? Again, we're talking about all this stuff has been layered to work together. The poetry is there not just for poetry's sake, mostly. I got my moments. I'm like, hey, nothing's happening here, buddy. Really pretty, but nothing's happening. And you got to be careful about that because you know we get on that sort of punch thing, and that's how we tend to think of contemporary theater now. It's like always, always, always. And that, I think, comes from movies, which are constant moving, and when in doubt, throw in a car chase. Constant moving, and I think it's been nurtured into us to a certain degree, right, to sort of expect that, but that's not necessarily natural, human, speed storytelling. It has its thrill, that kind of storytelling, mechanical storytelling that happens in the screen, in the film. But this, I feel like, is designed to be here in performance. Okay, everybody, thank you. So much for the color theory,
All right, so next time Shakespeare's Classes meeting won't be until July. Yes. I know.
Taking June off, people.
That's right. Love Slavers is next.
Yep.
So we'll send out an email with the dates and times, and it'll be here. It's always here.
Literary Annex.
Literary Annex, man.
Thank you.